Grids. PLS1 down though. Instant pickup here from Non7. He's got the Thiva, he's got the Olivia, and he's right back up into play. Instantaneous in terms of recovery out of team started. And they take the fight straight up to Straw Hats. Going in for knock after knock. Non7 to push right back down. And Straw Hats putting up a strong fight with a little bit of the assistance of a Falcons from afar.
15 total eliminations for Falcons, and now they have trouble Team Secret. Non7, the last man standing. PLS1 somehow closed that fight with the glue wall. He wanted to help Non7 over there, but he knows he has to destroy the glue wall, which will mean Falcons will again try to hold them off.
That's it.
Melter being used, trying to get closer, but the zone's also closing in. This is not the best position to be in. But I think he will be able to recover him, bring him back into life, and they have another opportunity, but Falcons have an eye on the arsenal.
What a clutch on that super med. PLS1, no Thiva on him, no Olivia. He just had to go all the way for that pickup, and the recovery was a lucky one there for Non7, who almost got knocked right back down from the damage off of the blue. But now the tougher part to get into the next circle without being gate-kept by Falcons as well as Lion. Lion now keeping Falcons a little bit busy. This might be that opportunity for Team Secret to make their way in, and they're going to arrive right behind SHUL, who haven't taken the shots up against them just yet. The car's on fire, but they still make it there in the nick of time, and Team Secret still alive.
Right below SHUL Esports, and now that's trouble for SHUL as the zone's closed off. They have a launch pad. I think that's what their intention is. Quickly launch them off into the space in the circle.
Yeah.
And thankfully they do it. But Lion, they launch right into the front of Falcons, and look at Joker's position behind enemy lines, and the opening should be found for the timing. Falcons trying to hold it off, and On Fire gets taken down. That was Joker's play. And with Joker finding the open, Falcons are also in trouble. Glue was being placed. Pina trying to find an opening, but he cannot spot the players close by. 2v1, and Keroro gets taken down. Pina, can he do something different? Chrono being popped. He slashes the player for an elimination. On Fire also helping out in the meantime. But Della and Joker together will put Falcons a tad bit silenced. On Fire sends off the M590 right to the face of Lion, and now answering back is Limit.
Limit now on the step of Falcons from almost being snuffed out by Lions, making the strong come back. Limit and On Fire, phenomenal play, and Lions won't fall in front of the most dominant team. Falcons off of 2024, your very first EWC Free Fire champs, now taking on SHUL, the team from India who's also looking for the top 4. So close yet so far. If they get this booyah, perhaps they can take one step closer to it, but the underdogs of this final circle has to be Gun Dynasty.
Nobody expected them to be here, and that is the reason they have the biggest advantage. Trying to find an opening, Melter being used. Falcons, they have numbers that's weak for them, but gunpowder nothing less. But there's an opening. Noor has found it. Pina's down. Making more. On Fire's down as well. Confirmation works. Limit, the last man standing. SHUL 14 total elimination, and Buddy up close puts down Shiu as well. Make it 15, and SHUL are looking for the second booyah, and they get it. Second booyah in the survival stage.
India's on fire! When I said Chuck Day India yesterday, man did I mean it, and boy are they living up to expectations of the whole nation on the biggest stage after so many years of waiting. Not just one team, but every single one rising up to the occasion. And this is that recovery play we expect from SHUL. The previous time on the survival stage, game 2, they jumped into Bermuda with just one elimination, no placement points, but they smashed the lobby this time round.
Smashed the lobby, got a booyah, made a second on the day, and now making a mark. We spoke about this. The panel said the teams at the bottom should just go spoilers, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen when teams are so hungry, determined to make sure not just takes this advantage off this international stage, but also make their nation proud.
Man, Vitality, they definitely took a big L this time round, but they will not bleed. they will smile because a majority of the efforts from the first 5 games should be more than enough to keep them in contention for the access into our grand finals. But we need this exact same performance from the other teams who are hungry. Let's check out the replays here as well, man, because man, was this an insane lobby to start things off with.
Yeah, they started picking off the players of Titan Esports Club who were in mid-air and then took an advantage. Let's hear them.
रुक जा जैक रुक जा आने दे एक ही है ओए मादरचोद
You could see or you could hear?
Both. Right? At that point, they knew they have the booyah, but you could clearly hear them telling, wait, Rukja means wait.
Yeah.
And they waited because they needed this booyah with all their players.
Since you're already translating, you want to translate the rest as well? You gotta love it, man. You gotta love the team comps of India. I know chat will be absolutely alive right now, but these boys are on fire. 29 points up at the top, followed by Teams Falcons with the 27. And Gun Dynasty, this is the comeback we're expecting. This is the rise to the top that we were expecting. They started off day one as hot as this, and then they kept getting wiped out. Even at the start of the day today, when you remember when we went on the stage, I was saying that this team needs to wake up. They need to show us more of the tenacity of that day one, and they are bringing it right back into play.
But that's the problem I have, AJ. Yesterday they did the same thing. Towards the end of the day, they started picking up the points, but it was not enough. And if they don't pull off it, I know we're right now banking on Aurora because they made it happen, back-to-back 60 points. And I think Gun Dynasty, if they have to pull off a comeback, they have to make an Aurora 60+ points, and I think Gun Dynasty might have a chance as well.
Yeah, I think Gun Dynasty heard Husky loud and clear.
Yeah.
But the teams who are at the bottom, the best that you can do right now is go and play spoilers. But hey, you know what? If your spoilers suddenly becomes a dream, a miraculous run, then maybe the grand finals is where you'll end up in, because it's not too late just yet. We've got 3 more games to go. Like you said, Aurora, just purely with 2 games, managed to get a 60 bomber for themselves. Can you imagine what would happen if Gun Dynasty pulls that off as well?
If they do pull it off, it's going to be trouble for everybody out there playing down in the stage. But let's give them a breather. They need it right now before we start the next one.
We were there. For every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind. And we're here. Now. The proud founding partner of EWC. Powering the biggest event in gaming. Shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. Making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion. Reach your impossible.
Dear Survival, it's Yunsul, and I'm right here at a very special place for those who love gacha, like me. Alright, so we can see this is spin the wheel. Just got the number you want, and then you will get the exact gift that with the same number you got. And by the way, this place kind of near of Lenovo Legion and also near the merchandise store of EWC. So now, let's play the lucky game with me. This one is pretty heavy, so try your best, okay? Hey! What number? What number? Oh! Is that number 4? It's in the middle. I'm gonna spin again. Get me a real number this time. Alright. Alright, this is number 6. I got my number 6, and also I'm going to claim my gift. Right now. This is a secret gift. You know if you come here to join with us here at EWC 26 in Paris, France. I'm gonna go grab my stuff now. See you guys in a bit. Incredible stuff coming here live at EWC Free Fire, where we are looking at multiple stories for survival stage. It's interesting because we all thought that this group would be so neck to neck, but the bottom of the ladder has been so interesting, Husky.
We literally asked for some of the teams at the bottom, some of those who are still hungry for more, to show up. And guess what happened? 3 out of the 4 front runners got knocked out early in this map 7 on Bermuda, and afterwards, SAUL, they got their second booyah. And again, I feel like today's survival is not about SEA, it's about South Asia, it's about the regions that have more to prove. And I'm so excited to see more because it is only getting heated up.
Yeah, it's getting heated up. And on top of that as well, we talk about something to prove. Aurora looking so good today. Back-to-back booyahs after so long on the international stage, showing us that they are still not down and out.
Yeah, I think Aurora has really found that second win, right? It took them a while. Yesterday was the same thing. They set a record in Paris, and now with 2 back-to-back booyahs, it should give them a confidence boost despite that early exit in match 7. And because Aurora now are in that position to be a contender, I feel like they have the exact confidence to push on forward.
That's right. And after this, we are going to be going to Kalahari. Excuse me. Now, Husky, what do you think of this map? Is there a particular team that really stands out to you there?
I mean, I gotta say, Vitality, right? Vitality has always been a great team on Kalahari because Indonesians in general. But I think, Lion has also been the up and coming. This is a team that we wanted them to show up. They started off quite slow, but in the previous 2 to 3 matches, you've seen them start racking on more eliminations, and now they are in the rat race to get into the top 4.
Yeah, it's really interesting watching them as well because we talked about the switch up just during cast, right? About how the beginning of the day is just a feel up for so many of these teams. Lions have changed it up. They look really good and aggressive as ever. And most importantly, they're looking really good. Another team that I really want to test you on is Falcons. Everyone put them on the front runners and the top of the scoreboard, but a bit quiet.
Yeah, I think Falcons has always been a top contender, but they took about the warm up. I literally asked them to be more aggressive because they live off of eliminations, and they did exactly that. So Falcons, I think they are back in the race.
Yeah, that's right. We're very, very soon about to go into the game, and I am super excited for this. 3 more games coming in, and who better to tell a story are the casters with Lucifer and AJ.
Thank you so much, Dash and Husky. This is game number 8, Kalahari, that we are heading towards. This is where Total Gaming, when we started the survival stage, got their booyah, and they made sure that not just Tag, it's also them. And along with them, yes, Vitality and Falcons are ones in question. And let's see, as we move towards our game number 8, who will get their chances, just like SATUL, who pulled off their booyah in the previous one.
Can Total Gaming get that back-to-back Kalahari booyah? Because if they can, this will be that match that allows them to wake up in the survival stage once again and potentially survive a relegation, survive going back home. Man, we have got very few spots left in the grand finals, just 4 more. Out of the 12 teams that are playing here, who's going to be able to earn that for themselves? At the moment, you can see that Southeast Asia is definitely running the show out here. But Team Apex Gaming, one final survivor, KD God, man, that was a beautiful final second revival. One that's going to keep the team in it for a little bit longer.
That was almost all lost. Thankfully, he did jump in the other direction, and that is the reason he was able to get Sahil Jat out. Not the best vehicle as well to drive, and there he will be spotted. Falcons, that is Limit, picking off. And Sahil, he will survive. He needs 100 coins, and he has it right in front of him. He'll quickly get it. Vending machine. He'll jump right to it and also get the player back up. But hey, it's not the best, and DRS spot. Team Apex Gaming, they are at a total of 122 points, 1 point away from Vitality, who lost in the previous game. And this time, if they want to keep that difference going, they need points, but DRS are not allowing. We said this. Every panel is spotting this out, saying the teams at the bottom become the troublemakers, and Sahil Jat, big trouble for him.
Oh, but you got to respect that Spider-Man action out of Sahil Jat. He just disappeared from the crosshairs of Takuri, who was going in there for the flank. Pratik also can't find Sahil Jat just yet. How can he work off this 1v2? Sahil Jat looking for it. The rest of the team members on the way back in. Oh, survivor in Sahil Jat. He's already gotten a bulk load of the work done. And DRS could not snuff him out before those revives got brought back through. You'll still have Team Apex Gaming making that run in this lobby.
But run right now is Straw Hats on Total Gaming. Instantly shutting majority of the players down. But thankfully, Total Gaming still have a last man standing who got revived before the squad got taken down. Mafia.
Now into stealth.
He will instantly use his stealth bites. There is a vending machine right in front. So far, at least in the start,
there you go.
The Indian squads have had trouble.
Very
a long way to go for the time being. Revives being done all across the game. But right now, Shoto and Wolven together fight with Falcons. Glue wall instantly, Valiant Dash being used, damage being done, but not the best weapons. But finally, Wolven finds the opening. Pina down confirmation as well, and Falcons, who thought they have the advantage, have been taken down, and a surprise challenge from Aurora.
My God! They shouldn't have won that, but they did. Falcons dropping the ball right there in that instance. And Aurora dropping by in to keep them entertained, so that Team Apex Gaming can continuously recover their players right back in the game. Shoda with the Drogon, still alive and kicking, but just a knock he'll be able to afford for himself. But the recovery play is solid for India. And Team Apex Gaming again, I mean, hiccup after hiccup, but they're still hanging on.
They've not given up, and they're not gonna. That's their entire ordeal today, because they know what they've done yesterday with history. It's time to pave future. And right now, DRS, with a fight with Straw Hats, picked up initial damage, want a confirmation, but an instant challenge coming in from Shock doesn't work his way. The Charge Buster right to the face coming in from Takuri. And that's going to be another elimination that he'll confirm very soon, and Straw Hats will not be able to do anything. But Nil is trying his chances, trying his luck, but Takuri spots it. Charge Buster ready. Initial damage coming in from the Mag 7. Can it find? It's going to be crucial. Takuri running away because he knows he wants to get some distance before he goes with that Charge Buster. And finally he was ready. Sends the shot, and Nil will also be down. 2 eliminations from Takuri.
What a play by Takuri. He understood that he was at a disadvantage with the weapon that he had. Put enough distance between him and his opponent. And the Max 7 gets beaten down by the Charge Buster off of a phenomenal mechanical play. But Takuri still under pressure. This time it's the Woodpecker up against him. Can he get away? Does he go in for the bait once again? TC, on the other hand, having to deal with SHUL as Team Secret exits the lobby early.
This is advantage for SHUL itself, because Team Secret so far have been troubling Falcons, Lion, Aurora as well. So if they go out, SHUL might have an advantage. But on the other end, nerves of steel coming in from the real soldiers.
Yeah.
Takuri to hold off in just one tower, almost metal scalding, which is about to break down, and he's made it a fort for himself. Extra getting closer, but his defense broken open. Hook gun being used, jumps on top of it. A challenge again being placed. Takuri still holds off. How is he able to do this? But finally, they go for a 2v1. I think now chances are going to go off. But if he pulls this off, that's going to be a 1v4.
If Takuri pulls this off, he is the real soldier. Finally gets taken down. And it took 2v1 to get that done. Man, Takuri, phenomenal plays. But of course, he's kept the team alive for long and entertained as the rest of the revives got pulled right back in here. SHUL, on the other hand, up against the Titans Esports squad. Losing 2 players, and it's all up to Jack as well as Bunny to hit those revives. Bunny just got brought right back in. He has to make sure he doesn't get caught out here, and Jack is close enough to the vending machine to bring Troll back in. And the squad scrambling around the battlefield to look for those revives as Bunny gets taken out once again. It is tremendous pressure on SHUL right now because they're out of coins.
DRS is running in all directions that they can, and they take down Jack as well. That's Takuri once again. He's brought back into the game. M1917, and there's another player going out. The real soldiers right now commanding Kalahari, taking players down, points being taken away, chances and dreams maybe get shattered, and this is what I was worried about.
Yeah.
Every team towards the end of the day will make sure that the others in front of them will be taken on because they have nothing to lose anymore.
If Takuri keeps this up, we're going to dub them the real spoilers instead of the real soldiers because it is phenomenal. And now they're in the next circle as well. Can he rip away more points for the squad? At the moment, they're not challenged by anybody else at Refinery. But if you look outside that circle, confinement, you've got a little bit of a heat of battle, as well as in the maze. Lions up against PG. Total Gaming IQ. Only 2 eliminations in hand so far. Recovery after recovery. But it's time for Shanky to shine. Games King knocked down to the ground already. Della looking for that recovery. Pulls out the time turner in the nick of time. Mag 7 in his hands. A little bit of an advantage there. but he's not going to go in for the push since he doesn't have the backup on him. Pachal comes from afar, knocks Shanky down to the ground, and Della's going to make sure he gets taken out before the pickup can come on through. Aztecs picked off as well, and just like that, the Lions turning the situation around.
Toll Gaming don't know where Joka is, and Della with the Max 7 takes Rota down. No chances over there for Toll Gaming. They thought all the players were right in front of them from Lion, but Joka was the one. He was the sniper. He was the stealthier one.
Yeah.
And all Mafia can do being a sniper for his own team is run towards a vending machine, collect coins, and get them back on their feet. SATUL have made it, and Toll Gaming, they have an opportunity, but they need to take every game with a stride of Booyah. This is a map they're familiar with. Back in India and out South Asia in general, Toll Gaming are known to dominate this, but so far this start of Kalahari has not been great for them.
Absolutely. Total Gaming is facing a total struggle at this point. We definitely talked about this. They started off the day with that one Booyah on Kalahari, but ever since that game, they've just been taking one step lower and lower and lower as far as their points are concerned. They did have a little bit of a recovery at Bermuda earlier on, but it was nothing to scream about, just 8 points in totality. And the struggle continues for the squad. They do manage to bring back one more revive, but not a full squad just yet. But how much can they pull away here? SHUL Troll up in the air, and nobody manages to catch him as Axel is just too busy aiming down at the Vitality players instead. Koja taken down and out of the equation. Diggs is close enough to the vending machine to pull him right back into the game. One more shot needed. M82B is going to reach behind the glue wall, but Diggs is well covered and will not be knocked down. Oh man, so close, and the follow-up just take him down. Shoot with the BSK and the flank.
Ooh! Nice shots coming in from the Axel, but Sibeng right at the time puts the glue wall up. Koja could have been taken down, but thankfully, right in the nick of time, he makes his dip. And now a chase going in from Aurora Zuez, but it was a little too late, and Sibeng has an opportunity. He puts the bullet through the VSK and gets back to confirm. Nice play coming in from Vitality to hold their position off, and Aurora, who had troubled Falcons earlier, thought they could do the same to Vitality, but Vitality are sitting at the top of the charts. Azriel also spotted Joel, will also bring in Koja, and now there is no chances of Aurora from making a comeback against Vitality. A fight here.
Fantastic decision-making by Vitality, going back in there for the reshell on the revive. Koja called right back into the compound with the confidence, instead of sending him to a different compound to play the revives instead. And they will work a team wipe with that confidence. Aurora taken out way too early in this battle, and Vitality the ones to thank for it, and you will not have to deal with the dominant run of the Malaysians much in this lobby.
Look at the points, how close it is. They were at 95. That's not a fight that they had to take. They could have moved in the other direction.
Yeah.
But not having the best of information, only going behind Sibeng and also losing that fight, one after another, players being brought down to their knees, is why Aurora is out. Chances now going out from their hands. If this continues, even though that 60-pointer was pulled off in just 2 games, will all be long lost.
And I have to say, Vitality made a good play there in that compound at base. You definitely have to be closer to the vending machine if you are having a rough fight like that. And they just had the opportunities to bring that revive back. And not only that, they could also stop the players from the side of Aurora from bringing their own players back into play. And since the whole squad was there, it was just a straightforward fight. And Vitality will not just stay at the top of the leaderboard, but they'll be alive and kicking to extend their lead up at the top.
Extending points is Lion. And also on top right now is Della on the crane. This is a brilliant position for Lion. They also have a hit list activated. We saw them, they troubled Total Gaming, and the hit list is on Mafia itself, the last one standing.
Oh, man.
But he did bring his teammates back into play, so Total Gaming still have a chance, but with the hit list threat right behind them, it's going to be trouble. But look at this hold off. Command post looks like a base for action right now.
Great rotation by Vitality. Falcons, on the other hand, are scanned out here by the UAV, and they'll send their own out. And that does give them a tad bit of information. Straw Hats are within shooting distance as well, so the Bangladeshi squad just needs to be a tad bit safe. Right beside them, it's Titan Esports Club, 2 Bangladeshi squads beside the Falcons. Not looking good for Bangladesh right now. They'll have to play this one sneaky. Strovex from DRS, the shot from afar, and they're actually ruling this lobby right now with the eliminations.
Yeah, DRS, 8 total eliminations in their name. Oh, Toll Gaming on the other end. Aztec and Mafia will be there as saviors. Chrono being used. Aztec thankful to that M79 being pulled off. He will stall the fight, but if the fight is right in front, that is SATL Esports. And afar, we spoke about this DRS taking so many eliminations, troubling the whole lobby, and still continue to do it because they have such a big tower, a vertical advantage, a playground for themselves with that tower.
Strovex is going to be very dangerous with the M24 and VSK combo in his hands. DRS holding on to that high ground advantage for themselves. They'll not have to move for the time being. But SHUL up against Total Gaming. Buddy down on the ground, and Noor will not survive as he gets snuffed out with the VSK limit from afar, punishing. And Falcons holding on to this vantage point. And this is going to be threatening for all of the other squads who are looking for this next circle to be fished out by Falcons. Is going to be a possibility, and Limit continues to do it with the AWM and the VSK in hand. He tags them all up. 6 eliminations. Make that 7 as Limit is on fire.
Unstoppable is Limit. This is what Falcons needed. Aztec somehow survived with his teammate. And a blessing in disguise, the fight with Toll Gaming and Vitality because of Falcons got supported, but Aztec is not safe and some of the zones closed in. Shanky and Aztec had healed, but their HP is slowly draining because they're still outside the play zone, and now Falcons have their eye, and Limit once again. Shot being taken, Riptide Rhythm goes right out, and Shanky will not be saved, make it 8 eliminations. Falcons taking the advantage right now as Aurora are out of the competition. SATL are out of the competition. They want to make their way back into the top 4.
He has got enough for a double revive here, but will his players be able to survive the shots from Falcons, who do have a vantage point? They do have the opportunity to look up. The double revive does come on through. Is that going to be free extra points for the players who are on that high ground? Lions up against the AG team. Apex Gaming in a lot of trouble.